Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood from where I'm sitting, but it's freaking cold outside. Today is Thursday, which is probably one of my favorite days of the week, and that's because Thursdays are what I call YouTube days. And on Thursdays, I don't take any students or clients, and I just devote my whole day to filming, editing, and uploading a video for you guys. So after this video, I'm going to be filming the next part of my travel series. I started listening to this podcast yesterday, and it's the Tim Ferriss podcast. And if you guys are not familiar with who Tim Ferriss is, I actually spoke about him in one of my previous videos, in my what to watch and listen to recommendations video. And he's the guy that interviewed Casey Neistat. He interviews very influential people. And yesterday's podcast that I listened to, he interviewed a man named Derek Sivers, and he was the owner of CD Baby. I'm not exactly familiar with this company, but it was like back in the day, and he was one of the first websites to sell independent music online. So the topic of this podcast is Derek Sivers talking about confidence and saying no. And today I want to talk to you about the whole saying no aspect. So his whole hell yeah or no thing, basically what he means is, in our lives, we commit to so many different things, right? We have work obligations or events that we have to attend or people we have to meet. And so many times we do things that we don't love. And if we commit to too many things that don't get us excited, when the rare opportunity arises regarding something that you are extremely passionate about, you've already spread yourself so thin with these things that you don't want to do that you can't give 110% to those really cool, exciting opportunities. Does that make sense? So yeah, let me just share a little bit of that part where he talks about that.
The idea is, if you're feeling anything less than oh hell yeah, I would love to do that. Oh my God, that would be amazing. If you're feeling anything less than that, then just say no. Because most of us say yes to too much stuff, and then we let these little mediocre things fill our lives. And so the problem is, when that occasional big, oh my God, hell yeah thing comes along, you don't have enough time to give it the attention that you should, because you've said yes to too much other little half-ass kind of stuff, right? So once I started applying this, my life just opened up, because it just meant I just said no to almost everything. But then when the occasional thing came up that I was really like, you know what, that would be awesome, then suddenly I had all the time in the world.
So another point that Derek Sivers makes is when people approach him with stuff, they kind of open up with, hey, you must be so incredibly busy. And for him, it's like, actually, I'm not. Because he really prioritizes his time, and he associates the word busy with not being in control of your time.
You asked how it's applying in my life, that it's still just on the little tiny day-to-day level, even personal things. God, even people you meet, even, as I'm dating, you have to do the hell yeah or no approach. Or people ask you to go to events, or God, even people asking to do a phone call or anything. I think, am I really excited about that? And, almost every time the answer is no. So I say no to almost everything.
This whole concept resonated with me because I think it's applicable in so many areas of our life, just one thing that I really stand by from myself is I like to do things that I truly care about, that I truly believe in. And so it goes for, the type of work that I do. Unless it was like a life or death circumstance, I would never want to work a job just for the money. I would rather do something that I really believe in, that I'm passionate about, and take a pay cut for that. Derek Sivers mentioned the dating aspect too, and I really like that. If I could give any kind of advice to those of you guys that are dating, if the relationship that you're in doesn't excite you, hell yeah, I want to see where this is going. This has potential I mean, if you are looking for a long-term thing, like if this has potential to turn into the real thing, you know, I say go for it, go all in and explore that. But if you're in a relationship just for the sake of being in one, or you're afraid to be alone, I would encourage you to really reflect on why you're giving your time and your energy to this relationship. You know, for me personally, I think as I'm getting older and, you know, in my adult life, it's definitely not as easy as it used to be, you know, in high school or college, you know, to develop really deep, meaningful friendships. And I know that I have the tendency sometimes to really spread myself thin and make myself available for friendships that I don't necessarily feel are worth investing in, to be very honest. There are definitely friendships where I walk away and I just feel really drained and empty, rather than feeling full, you know, after having spent time with this person. And so I think I want to remove that guilt from myself. Like, hey, I know what I stand for, I know what I care about, and I really want to devote most of my time and energy to those kind of things, to those kind of people, projects, whatever. Let me know if this is something you guys are struggling with as well. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was I've been coming across articles about dust mites on more than one occasion, and the whole thing has just been grossing me out because I'm a big fan of making the bed in the morning. I feel like it sets the tone for the day, and you know, every time I pass by the bedroom, I don't see, you know, an unorganized mess. But with the whole dust mite thing, oh gosh, okay, are you ready for this? The articles I've read suggest that you should not make your bed first thing in the morning because in our sleep we sweat, we shed dead skin cells, and when you make your bed first thing in the morning, you're trapping the heat and the dead skin cells and the sweat under your covers, and you are just making a playground for these dust mites to grow. The statistics show that there are about 1.5 million dust mites like living under our sheets, like in our mattresses, and each dust mite apparently excretes 20 times a day. That means they are just pooing on your bed 20 times a day. So the excrements are what are actually harmful to us. Apparently it can cause like fevers, hives, asthma, and all sorts of other health issues. I'll link one of the articles below if you guys want to look into it a little bit more, or you can just Google dust mites don't make bed and you'll get a whole bunch of results. So the article suggests that when you get out of bed in the morning, go make yourself some breakfast, get ready, and then, you know, if it really bothers you, make the bed before you go to work, so you give your bed time to like air out and like dehydrate these dust mites. Or it suggests, you know, just don't make your bed at all and then come home and make it in the evening. But by that time, it's like, you're gonna go into bed soon enough anyway, so what's the point? So right now I'm struggling with not making my bed and being okay with it.
So every time I pass my bedroom, I have to look at this. But the alternative is breeding dust mites. No thank you. And also, this is sugan.
What do you guys think? Do you make your bed, or have you kind of strayed from that because of these articles that you've probably come across too? So in more delicious news, tonight we're going to this new age barbecue, and this restaurant is on some list for must try things in Seoul. And it's like this new age Korean barbecue where you get like tortilla wraps for your meat. They have gourmet salts from all over the world to dip your meat in, and for dessert you can make s'mores at the table. No, it sounds cool, right? And it's an all-you-can-eat and drink for 15,000 won, which is like less than 15 US dollars. And because seats are limited, Esther reserved some seats for us. So it's Esther, Brandon, and a few of our other friends. I'm gonna try to vlog a little bit tonight so I can show you guys some footage, and I'll let you know if it's like worth the hype right now. Okay friends, I have to get ready to film my next video, so I'm going to end the video here. I will see you guys in the morning tomorrow. Bye!